and Cheryl, Cheryl and Carol, Carol and Cheryl.
Hey, welcome back to Conversations with Carol and Cheryl. Carol, the big question is, did you find your Lilo? Are you happy?
I found it.
All right.
I'm in my happy place.
We're back then. Welcome to season 2 of Conversations with Carol and Cheryl. Carol is now a happy camper. I guess you could call it a camper.
I missed you, Cheryl.
I missed you too, Carol.
So it's so good to be back. As you heard, we have a new opening jingle, and at the end, you'll hear our new closing jingle.
Yes.
Which we spent all of 5 minutes on.
But that's all it takes with this, right? I mean, we knew it when we heard it.
It's so good to be back, and want to remind everybody to please check out our Facebook page, Conversations with Carol and Cheryl, with the letter N, our Instagram page, and our YouTube channel.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm glad to be back too. We got lots of good things for you. And Carol and Cheryl are back.
Yay! Yay for us.
So I was on Twitter. This guy put out a question asking, has anybody experienced like a different kind of depression? One where you are, you're happy, you feel hope, you're not hopeless, and you're not sad, you're not blue. And then he said, earnest question. So all these people replied. One that I identified with was inability to focus, low motivation, inability to get things done. And I'm like, that was exactly me. And it's funny because when I told people I was taking something for depression, I said that. I said, they'd go, oh, really? And I'm like, yeah, but it's not a big deal because I just knew I wasn't performing the way I should have. I knew something wasn't right, but I'm a happy person, very positive. It was nothing like that. So I was really glad he asked that. That was so perfect. I came upon that. And then another person said, I call mine any farm depression. I'm not really sad, suicidal, angry. I just feel like the world is Groundhog Day. And we're all ants doing the same thing over and over. And it's like, why are we doing this? What does this all mean? It seems pointless. That kind of seems a little more depression to me than, than what she's admitting. But this one is also one that I can relate to. This one girl says, yes, it usually manifests itself in what I am and am not able to do. I can go see friends, but I can't do the dishes. I can go to work, but I can't do anything around the house. I'm fine and can still do things I enjoy, but I can barely do anything else. Anyway, I just thought this was really eye-opening, that depression comes in all kinds of forms and people aren't willing to admit it or see it.
So when you hear the word depression, what is the first thing that comes to mind?
So, yeah, I think sadness, hopeless, just not getting enjoyment out of everyday things.
You're supposed to enjoy your day?
Yeah, it's funny. Like, I wonder if I've ever led a normal life. I mean, like, what is the definition? I'd like to put that out there. What is the definition of a normal life? Do you get up, take your shower, get fully dressed, fix your breakfast, fix it for other people, go run errands, come home, fix dinner? What's a normal day? That I don't do. I get up when I want to get up. But am I really functioning the way I should? I mean, what is that? What's 100% normal functioning adult? I want to know the definition of that.
I don't think there is a normal functioning adult. I think there's overfunctioners. I would put myself in that category that just do a lot of extra and go crazy and just go into hyper mode. And then there's underfunctioners. And the people that are underfunctioners hang out with the overfunctioners, and that's how they survive.
Wow, we are paired perfectly for this podcast.
You have good days and bad days. There's no baseline, but I think you know yourself if you're just, I would say, a little bit down consistently, that's probably not right. Or if you're too high consistently, that's probably not good either. I think you have to feel all the feelings that are coming along.
But what about the physical aspect? Like, should you be up and showered every day? Should you? I have a neighbor that when she was single, like I would see her, she'd get up, she'd go jogging in the morning, and she would go even by herself. Like one time she told me I'm assuming it was by herself. I think it was that she went kayaking. She's like, it was such a beautiful day. I went kayaking. She went by herself. I'm like, oh my God. If I was single and I am single, but if I didn't have my kids here, or if I was young and single, I would not be a quarter active as she is. Those things make me think, like, what's wrong with me? Like, I couldn't find the motivation to do that.
Well, I don't think you're a kayaker.
Yeah.
But let's say somebody called you at 7 a.m. and said, hey, meet me in the cafeteria for a Mountain Dew. You'd be like,
I'd be right there.
You'd be right on it,
That is so funny. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right. That's so funny.
And when you have to go to the bathroom, I've seen you move. You can move very fast when you have to go to the bathroom. I think it's all relative, but I think there are signs of mental illness. So if you're not showering over multiple days, if you're not eating consistently, if you're not getting consistent sleep, those are red flags, I would say. I'm not an expert. I think I suffer from depression, but I manage it with sleep, exercise, and food, and try and have a healthy outlook. And I have been on depression medicine before, and it really did help take the edge off. But I think the big takeaway here is if you're not feeling like your normal self, it's okay to go on some medicine. It's okay to go talk to somebody about it. Have to be the psycho killer, to go get help. If you're just not feeling it consistently. And I think with COVID, everything that's going on in our political environment, it's getting to people. It's okay to go to the doctor and say, I think I need a little pick-me-up.
Right.
But then there's people who do self-medicate with CBD oil and alcohol and food. People are self-medicating. But if you need more than your self-medication, I think it's okay to ask for help. Encourage people to, based on my own experience and your experience.
Definitely. And like I've said this before on the anxiety episode, is you don't know how different you'll feel until you try the medicine. I have a friend that was so depressed, crying, knew she was depressed, was feeling helpless, and refused to get on medicine. And I was just like, okay, well.
Why do people do that?
I don't know. I don't understand it. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Sometimes you need it to get over the hump. And I think women especially, because, they're really the head of household. They're the glue of all the families. They're, they don't take time for themselves. And sometimes if you need to take a medication to get yourself over the hump, to get yourself out and doing things again, then go back to the doctor and start weaning yourself off of it, Get yourself in a good place. There is nothing wrong with it.
I agree.
Yeah, if any of the listeners want to chime in, what's your definition of a everyday functioning adult, their schedule? What should they do? Or what are their activities? What is their mindset? I'd love to know. Because I need to know if I'm normal. I'm thinking I'm not. But I need some help out there so that I can at least go to the doctor and define it. I'm thinking I need a little Adderall myself, but.
Well, that's what your symptoms sounded like. More like ADD, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure I have all of the acronyms. And I just try to accept that that's who I am and that I have these ailments and just make it a part of my day.
Yeah.
And don't go so much with my feelings. Like, oh, I don't feel like working out today. I don't feel like making my bed. I kind of override my feelings with my brain, my thinking brain, and my thinking brain says, I don't care how you feel, we're going to do this. I'm going to get up, I'm going to make the bed, I'm going to get dressed, I'm going to take a shower, I'm going to go do my workout. And if I still feel like I want to be lazy, then I'll be lazy the rest of the day. But at least I'm up and out and I got my workout done. And I also figured out for me that there's biorhythm with your energy and your sleep. And what you said is really important is sleeping until you naturally wake up and getting enough sleep. Because if I don't get my 8 hours, I am going to be grouchy, not my best self. So that's what I was saying about the sleep, food, and exercise. I always go back to basics when I'm not feeling right and try and get a lot of rest, pamper myself with really good food. And I don't mean junk food. I mean like healthy fruits and vegetables, which I love. I'm blessed that I love that food. And then go out bike ride. And if I still feel like crap, then there's probably a big problem because normally doing all those things fixes whatever. And like you said, women don't put themselves first. I didn't when I had kids. I was the last on the list. I would fall into bed exhausted every night, day after day, week after week, year after year. I was exhausted. And nobody ever came to me and said, Carol, you're working so hard. You could use a break. What can I do to give you a break? That never happened in 57 years. So you have to be assertive and say, I need a break, and then create a break for yourself. You're a babysitter. Take a day off. I would never take a day off. I would save them for my kids' pink eye.
Right.
That's the only time I had permission to take off. It was because if I took a day off of work, then I'm behind a day at work. Trying to catch up at work with all the emails was more stressful than just going in and keeping the trains running. But sometimes you need a little medication. You need a day off just to sleep. I'm not talking about a spa day. Like I wouldn't waste the time or the money to go and get a massage or get my nails done or get a pedicure. All that is great. I love it. But I would rather just sleep. You know, like to get a pedicure, you got to take a shower,
Right.
get dressed, and put a bra on. Jesus, no.
Like I said, I really want to hear back from people because in some ways I think I've cracked it. Like I know the right way to live because I don't always get up every day, especially now that I've been working from home consistently for months and take a shower every day. And let me just tell people, you don't have to do it every day. You will not reek after one day. Okay. Even 2 days.
Are you using butt wipes in between?
No, but I have a shower massager. If I have any issues, then I'll jump in the shower in between.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you do have a standard.
Oh, yes, I do. I do. And I may not take a full shower. Like sometimes I'll just take a shower, body shower, because I have this shower massager, soap up everywhere where I need to soap up and rinse off. That's nice with the shower massager.
So is it one of these things that you like pull down and it's on
Yeah.
a hose? Oh, nice.
But, I have another friend that she laughs if I'll say I'm taking off. And she's like, for what? Because I want to. I just don't want to work. I just want to take some time. But you're not sick. Of course I'm not sick. There's nothing wrong with taking time for yourself.
I never did that. And it was stupid. I would try and take breaks throughout the day, like little brain breaks, like work, hold your pee, work, keep holding the pee, work, then go to the bathroom.
Right.
And then maybe I'll take a walk around the building or take a little mini 10-minute break and then go at it again for 4 hours. Kind of like running a marathon where you stop and take a drink. along the run. I don't recommend that. That was stupid.
I can't function doing what you do. When I can't go further. Like, it's so funny. One time I was on the phone, we were working a little bit after our normal hours, and I'm like, I can't function anymore. I can't be a workaholic. I just can't function like that. I'm done. Okay, I have to make 2 clarifications. Going the 2 days without the shower, I do not have a husband or a boyfriend. So if you're single, you're okay. So I think no one's told me differently.
There's a reason you don't have a boyfriend or husband.
Second clarification is I'm either crack the code on how to live, or I'm severely low functioning. One of the two.
I don't think you're low functioning at all. I really don't.
I wanted to clean up and I just couldn't yesterday. And we were talking on the phone. I said, people always tell me I do so much and, all this stuff. And I don't feel like I do anything. Either that or I'm just in it right now and you don't see it. There's so much truth to when you're in it, you don't see things. When you're out of it, step back, you'll see things with clarity. Like,
how I view you is that you work really hard and then you relax really hard. So you have your twinkle lights and your patio living room and,
right.
really comfy mattress. You have mastered comfort.
Yes,
so when
that's
you're
true.
not working, you're in your comfort and you're regenerating yourself in that space that you've created for yourself. And that allows you to work really hard. But just because you're in your comfort and relaxing when you're not working doesn't mean you're not doing anything. It just means you're resetting yourself. And you know how to do that really, really well.
That makes me feel a lot better. Thank you. No, seriously, it does.
That's what I see.
Sometimes I'll say that to myself, well, I'm just tired from the week, so I'm not going to clean up.
Right.
And I'm good with it. That's a thing. It doesn't gnaw at me. Once in a while when I get sick of looking at it, it gnaws at me. But for the most part, I'm like, okay, this is fine. I'm resting over this. I'm good with it. If you see it like that, and I agree with you, then that's good.
For me, I have to go out on my bike and ride 100 miles an hour for 2 hours, just pedal as hard as I can in nature. And that's how I reset myself. You're sitting around in your twinkle lights with some really nice calming music, and you have your aquarium app and the fish are popping around the screen. It's the same end result. It's just
Right.
how you get there. But yours looks lazy and mine looks productive, but it's still a reset button.
That's a great way of putting it. I agree with you. Makes me feel good.
And it's okay. I mean, I just think we're programmed to go, 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 never stop. Keep earning money. Keep cleaning. You can never be caught up. There's always laundry in the basket. There's always a dish in the sink. There's always dust on a counter. You can never be caught up.
Right.
So you just say to yourself, I'm caught up.
Right.
Yay. Go do something.
It's funny because when my daughter was here 4 months during this COVID thing, I'd say, you can help clean up, which she was very good about it. Got here and was very organized. It just made me think it was so funny a couple of times. She goes, I just cleaned up the other day. And I'm like, I know, honey. I didn't say it to her, but I'm like, I know. This stuff never ends. That was the other day, and she knows that, but it's just so funny to say it to someone. I just cleaned up. I remember saying that to my mom. I just cleaned up the other day. I'm not doing it again.
My mom used to say, find happiness in the mundane. When I couldn't handle life, I would just go fold some laundry. Find happiness in folding laundry. Find happiness in doing the dishes. Find happiness in cleaning the bathroom. Find some joy in it. Because that's primarily what life is doing that stuff.
I think we're very lucky to have that life, actually, because when you look at the rich, they're never satisfied. I mean, because I think that's what why they're rich, because there's some driving force that is making it so they don't just lay around and fold laundry, you know? So they have that driving force that they can't seem to stop, it seems. This is a generalization, but and then you have the people like celebrities that their lives are scheduled, you know? They have to get up and go fly all from California all the way to come to DC to do maybe a Fox 5 interview for 30 seconds. I would just be like, come on, let's just cancel that. It's 30 seconds. I'm going to fly across state. But you know what I'm saying? We are in control of our lives. We can get
Sure.
up and choose to just sleep in. I mean, get up and fold laundry, or we can choose to sleep in. They can't do that.
No, it's true. I
So
feel very blessed.
yeah, we really have the most freedom over our lives, the 9 to 5ers.
Yeah, definitely. So, Cheryl, I wanted to talk to you today about the mask. I think the mask is going to be a new normal and something we're going to have to wear as an accessory. At least I am, because I live in a resort area, and when I go out, I have to have the mask on in public just to go for a walk. Even a walk around the block, the mask has to be on. And I have two problems with it. One, I don't speak very loudly. So now I feel like I'm screaming just so people can hear me through the mask. It feels aggressive to me. I'm raising my voice higher than I normally do to speak, and it feels aggressive. So it makes me not want to speak. So now I do hand signals. I just wave at people instead of saying hello. And I love to make like little sarcastic comments to people around me, complete strangers. Like an example, the other day I was walking the boardwalk. This boy, about 12 years old, he had the boogie board, a bag over his shoulder. They just unloaded the car to go to the beach, and he was helping the mom. And he looked at me and said hi, which was really unusual for a kid. And I said, wow, you're a good helper. And he's like, thanks. So I like to interact with my environment, but I feel like with the mask now, I just can't because it's too assertive yelling. I don't want to yell at people through my mask. So that's one thing. And then the other thing, when I was about 17, I got a job at Friendly's Ice Cream. I was really shy, super scared of people, really shy. And I'm taking people's orders, making their ice cream. And my big boss would always say to me, smile, smile, smile when you're talking to people. And I started doing it, and it just became part of my kind of persona of connecting with people. And I think it has really served me throughout my life, especially in business, to purposely smile at people when you're greeting them or when you walk into a room. It kind of sets some energy. It also disarms people and makes you friendly. This is what I learned at this job, that if you smile, you look friendly. So with the mask on, I'm smiling at people with my sunglasses and mask and my sun hat. And I'm not getting the reactions that I normally get. They're looking at me like I'm a retired old lady in a beach resort with my sunglasses and hat, my big old hat, so I don't get skin cancer, instead of looking at me like, wow, there's a friendly lady. I'm smiling in my mask. Can you tell? I said that to the butcher. I'm smiling in my mask at you. Can you tell? And he's like, how can I help you? Like, it's not the same as somebody just smiling.
Oh my gosh.
I know it sounds really dumb, but I'm in a struggle. So I'm now not interacting with people because they don't see my smile and I don't want to yell in the mask.
Uh-huh.
It is. It's changing who I am and how I interact with the world. I'm sure other people, and I know there's other issues like if you're deaf, you can't read lips through the mask.
Yeah, I didn't think about that till I saw that somewhere.
Right. And then also, if you have like an ear issue, you can't get the mask hooks over your ear. Like if you have hearing aids on or something, It's not just me that's having a problem. The other struggle that I had, and this one is real. I was at the Y, I did my swim. My skin was a little bit wet because I had just gotten out of the shower. I'm trying to put my jogging bra on with my mask on, and it was just too much. It's like either the bra or the mask, but I can't do both. I can't get this jogging bra over the mask with my wet skin. And they want you to wear the mask in the locker room. And it just seems like overkill. Why do we have to wear a bra? I get the mask, but let's get rid of the bra.
Right.
You're looking at my mask anyway. You're not looking at that. I'm doing it for you.
Yeah.
I'm wearing the bra for you, not for me.
Yeah.
Because I don't want you to freak out, and go, ew, look at her.
I like that. Either it's the bra or the mask. We go with the mask, we drop the bras.
Right.
Oh my God.
Don't you rip the mask off like it's your bra?
Yes.
When you get in the car or you get home, you're like that. I don't know what to take off first now.
Yeah, it gets really hot under the mask sometimes. And I wear glasses and the fogging is annoying sometimes, but then I have to resituate it. Yeah.
Right. If you get rid of the fog, you can't breathe. That's
right.
basically how it is.
I think I'm going to keep up with the mask too, because I love that you can mouth stuff like WTF. I was down in a crowded area and these people were walking by with something like little stickers on them, like yes to guns or something like that. And without realizing, I had my mask on and I dropped the F bomb, like, what the or F no. And I was like, oh God, please don't let them hear me. I forgot. No one could see me. If they can't see my mouth, they can't hear it. That's not the case. And I got all paranoid because I don't like confrontation. I'm a real wuss. But yeah, I was real brave under the mask.
And then if you don't have the mask, do you ever forget your mask? You probably don't.
Oh, yeah. No, I forgot it, but I try to leave one in the car, one in the house.
Don't you feel naked when you go out? Oh my God, I'm naked.
Yeah, as soon as you start hitting that store, it's like you're going in naked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're okay in the car, but as soon as that hand goes on the handle, you're like, oh my God, I don't have a mask.
And then the other dilemma is sunblock. I'm putting all the sunblock on, my lip goop, so I don't get my lips sunburned, and then I put the mask on. I'm like, well, that was just stupid.
Right. Well, the rays can go through it if it's not UV protected. So.
Oh, really? Okay.
Nothing, yeah.
Well, that's making me feel better.
But I do definitely feel protected. I mean, like I said, I know the rays can go through it unless it's UV protected, but I do feel safer out there with my face covered and my sunglasses on. And I don't know. It is kind of nice to have that anonymity.
Anonymity.
Anonymity. Is that it? I can't get it.
Anonymity.
Okay. Yeah. It's nice to have that.
It is. It's like you're walking down the street and people don't see you. That's how I feel. If you don't have the mask on, people see you and they're like, ah. If you have your mask on, it's like you're invisible.
It's going to be nice to be able to pull that thing out, like when you're with people that don't cover their mouth when they sneeze. I mean, it's just nice to be able now, you can pull it out once all this is somewhat over or whatever, and you won't look like such a freak. I love that.
Wearing mine on the beach. You have to wear it crossing the boardwalk. But once you get on the beach, you can take it off. But I'm so used to having it on now. I walked all the way to my spot on the beach with it on and everyone's looking at me like, you can take that off now. But I don't even realize that I have it on. It's just becoming a part of me now.
Yeah, like you said, the new norm.
It is the new normal. I wish everybody would wear it so that we could get past this. I have figured out a way to get people to wear it next to me. Like I was telling you, I was on a plane and the guy next to me just kept pulling it off his nose. Mm. And what people don't realize, the mask doesn't protect me. It protects you. My mask protects you. I thought wearing the mask, I was protected from you. Mm-hmm. But it isn't. You have to wear your mask. I have to wear my mask if we're going to be protected. Because you still have to breathe. Anyway, this guy didn't have his mask on. He didn't even have a mask. He had a buff and he wouldn't put it over his nose. So at that point, you're actually dissing me. You're not protecting me. And I'm sitting next to you on a plane. And then I didn't want to be Karen on the plane. I was freaking out inside because my germaphobe self, I'm like, I'm going to get COVID because this guy won't cover up. And I said, do you want to wipe your tray? He's like, no, I travel all the time. Oh, great. I'm sitting next to
a petri dish.
Yeah. Thanks. I'm not confrontational. I'd rather have COVID and die than say something to the guy. Because I don't know what to say. Really. Okay.
Right.
But now I figured out what to say without having a confrontation. So next time, what I'm going to do is take my mask, expose my nose, and I'm going to go, yeah, I'm not worried about getting it either, but I woke up with a little bit of a fever and diarrhea this morning. I'm not really sure what that's about. I'm glad you're not worried about getting it.
Right.
Because I wasn't either. I'm not either.
Yeah. Good.
And see if the guy moves or puts his mask on. At least if he doesn't, I kind of stuck up for myself. Instead of saying, sir, can you please put your mask on? The stewardess already told him that twice. If he's not going to listen to them, they're not going to listen to me. You're going to run into people like that. And you have to have a strategy of how you're going to handle it. Like on the bike trail. If you're coming up on a group of people and people are social distancing, so they're spreading out on the trail. If you say passing on your left or passing or coming up behind you on a bike, they don't move. But if you go passing on your left and they don't move and you go, man, they spread out like flies, like they move faster than I've ever seen anybody move. And this works 100% of the time. Yeah, thank you. I have quarantined for 4 months and had to get on a plane. Thank you for giving me this, Cootie. I've isolated myself for 4 months. Thank you very much.
I just left a family reunion where everybody had it. Whew, I had to get out of there. Just left the hospital. Whew.
Picking my nose, passing some gas. I mean, there's other things we can do if those strategies don't work.
Yeah, and we have to get real mean.
Mean girl.
COVID gas.
I'm going to pull out a bloody, freak this guy out.
Does that look like a booger to you? Yeah, I get a kick out of the people that are out in public and they've got their nose hanging out, like you said, with your passenger on the plane next to you, or they have it underneath their chin. I saw one picture of a guy wearing the mask on a plane and he had it on his ears, but he pulled it up over his eyes. So he had it like like an eye mask.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then another thing on social media I saw was the guy over in England. It's not just the Americans, I guess. He was wearing it as a G-string, covering just his junk and walking completely. So I guess now we're going to have to say, you can't just have slogans, wear the mask. Yeah, now we're going to have to get real detailed. Wear the mask across your nose and mouth, not your eyes.
One thing that I saw the other day, I think yesterday, I was walking on the avenue. This guy had his mask. It was on perfectly, but it had like a big yellow stain in the middle. He's been wearing it since day one of COVID.
That's so gross.
It was like a bad breath stain or something.
Oh my God. That is so gross.
That was disgusting. So it's like, wear your mask, but change it often, like your underwear.
Right.
Maybe daily, change your mask.
Right. That's gross. And it's, again, like we've talked about this too, how creative people get, like all the different masks that have come out. I like that. Have you seen the one where it's a big smile and then you pull it open and it's the teeth and like a big, And I was watching CBS Sunday Morning this morning. Did you see it?
No.
It was a vice president for the Association of Public Bathrooms, and she was on there and how they're making bathrooms COVID, reworking them, so that you don't have to touch any surfaces, and creativeness and how quickly it comes out. They've already have prototypes, and how the swish in the men's urinal is more like a circle so it doesn't splash, and microbacteria material in the toilets themselves and the countertops, and in restaurants how they're getting creative and things like that. And the guy in charge of the restaurant association said that the restaurant industry employs more workers in the airline industry. Gosh, what was it? Airline and hospital industry together.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was interesting. And they said 20,000 restaurants have gone under.
I think all that technology will help us for COVID-20 next year when the new cootie comes out.
Yeah.
All these things will be in place.
We'll be more prepared. We'll be, maybe we'll get to the point where it won't matter one day. We'll know how to react to it, know how to squash it, and our restaurants and bathrooms, all the public things will be prepared. I think there's a light at the end of the tunnel, always.
Anyway, well, did you have any other comments or observations?
No, just to please people, follow the rules. That's all.
We're going to get through this. We'll get through it together. We'll be better as a result of it. All right, Cheryl. Well, I would like to remind our listeners to please like our Conversations with Carol and Cheryl Facebook page, Instagram page, as well as subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out our website, www.carol.cheryl.com. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Carol and Cheryl, thank you. Carol and Cheryl, thank you.